This is a Forever Better podcast brought to you by PUMA. So, Jack, we're 4 episodes into our little journey in football shirts.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I can't believe it's flown by.
Yeah.
But there's been so much talk about football shirts that I had no idea about.
And I'm starting to see there's a little bit more to the shirt than what meets the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much more. I mean, there's passion, there's loyalty, there's rivalry, there's history.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just a bit of material with a badge on it.
Yeah, this is very true.
What do you think about football shirts?
So I feel like over the journey, I've been skeptical.
Yes.
And I've learned a lot. But I do think this is the episode that's going to bring it home for me.
Really?
We're going to be talking about fashion.
I know.
Taking the football shirt from the stands and the pitch to the streets. I'm particularly wondering for you, what do you think about people who aren't football fans wearing football shirts?
Yeah, so it used to kind of bug me because I'd be seeing people wearing stuff that they had no connection to. I'm like, what are you doing? But now I get it. Like, I have no real ties to NFL, but I have a couple NFL tops. I like the vibes. I like the oversized fit. I like the colorway. So I'm actually now with it, to be honest with you.
It's all about style, babe. It's all about style.
It really is.
I'm a big fan of the bloke core aesthetic, to be honest
The
with
what,
you.
sorry? The
The
who?
bloke core aesthetic.
Bloke core, what's that?
Okay. So bloke core aesthetic is basically a style that's influenced by football culture.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like 90s, 2000s. So for example, I'd wear like an oversized football shirt, pair of jorts, cheeky speed cats. And like, do you know what I mean? It's like mixing and blending because I quite like the masculine kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So that shirt kind of gives you that. But then you can feminize with, cheeky skirt or whatever.
I love that.
Do you ever wear like football shirts for a fashion aspect? So like not going games, just going shops and that?
Yeah, I would, but it has to be not from the Premier League. So obviously I support who I support.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just go and put on another team from the Premier League because that would be conflicting. So I might wear like a PSG or I might wear a Borussia Dortmund or I might go across the pond and wear, I don't know, Inter Miami top, just to keep him guessing. But I think there's so many different colorways now. And like we said, it's becoming more of fashion. So you can get away with a bit more.
So even for you, there's still a bit of separation though. Like I'm just all fashion. You're still fashion with a little bit of loyalties attached.
Yeah, I feel like, because, I love football. I've got strong ties to my team. So I don't want to, go away from it. But, I like fashion. So all ties in.
Our guest today, I'm a bit of a super fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
What's happening?
I don't want to say too much, but she's made a very nice corset.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
And we'll get into that later.
Okay. Should
Yeah.
we get into it right now?
Yeah, all right then.
Coming in.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm Jack Fowler, ex-footballer and now DJ producer, and some of you may know me from TV.
And I'm Kimberly Cumberbatch, a content creator and presenter from sunny Southeast London.
Welcome to Who Gives a Shirt, a Forever Better podcast brought to you by Puma. Now, I'm going to bring Kim into my world where we're both going to try and find out why football shirts are so important.
This is episode 4 from Goals to Garms. Jack.
Kim.
I'm so excited for our guest today.
Look at your smile.
Yeah. This is going to be a bit of me. I've been inspired by her designs for a long time. Hattie, please introduce yourself.
So I'm Hattie Crowther, Hull born, unfortunately.
No, we love Hull. Big up Hull.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here now. I've been in East London for 8 years, working with the intersection of football and fashion. I've had my own brand since 2019, since I graduated. And I also teach sportswear at London College of Fashion.
Right, so Hattie, before we get into it, I would love you to tell us a little bit more about your work. Like, what have you done? I'm so excited.
A lot. I'm tired. I would like to say that I talk about things that are kind of like hidden and shadowed in football in particular, and telling stories that we might not necessarily want to hear because it's quite a hard hit. So for example, collection I did last year was looking at the racism during the Euros in 2020 when Southgate put forward Saka, Sancho and Rashford, and ultimately the aftermath after this. Everyone's a fan until someone misses. And so happen that player is of colour, then obviously it's insanely worse. So the collection was to kind of open up dialogue about this and kind of question yourself, like, are you a fan? So kind of issues like this, and obviously LGBTQIA+ communities kind of being pushed out of football more so recently, and really highlighting these issues and trying to create a space where people are allowed to talk about these things and they are allowed to go watch a football match. They are allowed to go sit in a pub and enjoy a pint and watch a match and wear whatever they want to wear and be part of it.
Yeah.
So, for people who haven't actually seen the collections, could you give us a little bit of a description of how you're starting the conversation through clothing?
Yeah, of course. It was repurposing old England kits with like celebratory moments from Saka, Sancho, and Rashford.
Right.
Again, it was interesting to see who would want to wear that.
Yeah.
As well. Like, do you want to be part of this kind of like movement and this shift?
So, Hattie, you touched on communities who may have felt excluded in football and bringing those voices to the forefront. Why do you think football shirts have become so popular for those people who aren't a part of football?
It's trend-led, right? Last year, I would say, seemed to be the height of it. And I think everyone thought it would kind of like phase out. But it seems that, again, there's always another tournament, another Euros, another World Cup. It seems to be thriving and just having its moment. And I don't think you necessarily need an emotional connection to be part of this movement.
Yeah. Right.
So again, every football jersey, obviously there's different details, there's different design elements, there's different colourways. Even if it's not something that you are necessarily following or really part of, I think it gives you the opportunity to kind of style a look. It's you can wear a football jersey with pretty much anything.
Yeah.
They've almost become genderless, I would say. So it really has allowed people, again, that may not necessarily go to a match or feel like they can even kind of entertain going to pub and watching these things. They can still partake in wearing these kits.
I can speak for myself. I don't have a team, as I keep telling Jack.
Not yet.
I don't have a team yet. I don't have a team yet, but I remember a very specific carnival, I think maybe 2 years ago, where every girl had the Jamaica top on. If you're Caribbean, I'm Jamaican, you want to rep your country. I want to rep Jamaica. So when I see other girls or other guys wearing the Jamaica football shirt, I'm like, my family, my people. So I felt like I was involved in something that's kind of outside of football, but then also still within football. So it was really nice.
Exactly.
Yeah. So obviously there are more people outside of the football fan base who are now wearing shirts. They want to be involved with it. How are they acquiring them? Is it thrifting? What's kind of the vibe?
I would say so. I would say people are still buying them, of course, because obviously you've got new kits coming out left, right and centre. But yeah, I would say more people are definitely thrifting because people want that vintage kit. And I think we are seeing more of it. And I think the Gen Z, millennial kind of audience are really kind of tapping into that a bit more as well and becoming a bit more like ethically switched on. And I think there was like way back when, maybe when we were kids, there was a bit of a stigma wearing secondhand clothes. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You're a bit embarrassed kind of going into a charity shop. Now you're like, throw yourself in. Yeah, exactly. I get some great fans. So I think it's like almost become a bit cooler to be sourcing these kind of kits or, finding these gems that we do.
So some big name celebrities have recently been getting involved with wearing football shirts. What impact would you say that's had?
I think it has allowed football jerseys to kind of live on a different platform. And, again, everyone is a fan of a celebrity, a musician and so on. So I think people are more inclined to become part of it. And it's living on a stage or socials. People just want to be part of that moment. And then, of course, you had Noel Gallagher that co-collaborated with PUMA, doing the Definitely City jersey because he's a City fan. And obviously that was looking at his album, is 30 years since Definitely Maybe. So they worked with the kind of colour palette and those kind of like washed out tones. And I know that he actually had his own handwriting on the back, I think, where the number would go, or maybe just at the top, that said Definitely City, which is, again, it's those kind of little pockets of details, I think, that people really want to be part of. And I think that's where we see music and football kind of collide. Obviously, Noel Gallagher's a key person to kind of reference, but he has really created that kind of just married together that world. Yeah.
So fashion brands are now collabing with football teams, which is, I think, a great thing because I love fashion, I love football, put them together, bosh! But are they making replica football shirts more desirable or less so? What do you think?
I think more desirable, absolutely, because who doesn't want to be part of luxury fashion? Again, if you say no, you're in denial. Definitely, you've got designers like Martine, Stella, Dior, Balenciaga, again, whether they're working with a team or they're just kind of tapping into that football kind of kit experience, you still want to immerse yourself in it completely. And then, of course, we had the Off-White collaboration with AC Milan, obviously PUMA. So this was actually based on 1963, I think it was, their first European Cup title, and the civil rights movements that were happening at that time. So I think they were really intelligent. They used their own Off-White symbol, which is the kind of crosses, and built them together as like this overall kind of emblem where they kind of interlock with each other. And I'm sure it was a reference of what was happening at that time and showing like unity, and we're all in it together. And again, the colourways, the home and away kit, was a reference of that time. So I think it is really important how brands have to really invest themselves in the club and understand the heritage and the ethos of that club and establish that in the design. And I think that was just an example. They did that super, super well.
It's like they put politics, fashion and football all into one. I've never seen that happen since, actually. Has that happened recently? I don't think so. I'm not that I remember.
No,
anyway.
I think people tend to stay away from it. So that's what I mean. So I love it when brands are allowed to do it as well. Because we all know, there's a lot of silence and hush-hush everywhere. But the fact that, again, Puma and Off-White and AC Milan, created this collaboration and told this story through a kit. And people, are they educating people on what happened as well?
People say that football's just a sport. It's not. Look at it. It's like it brings so much, and that it came through shirts. Like that came through the football shirt.
Exactly.
Hattie, I feel like your passion for fashion really comes across in the way you speak. What is it about football culture, football shirts that's inspired you to create further?
Well, I think being Northern, it's what I've grown up around. Do you know what I mean? And like, they're really moving to London to do my masters. There was a real divide, and I didn't actually entertain the realm of football in my bachelor's degree or my MA, although I did tap into sportswear and tailoring. So when I was outside of education and allowed to do my own thing, I was like, I'm just going to do what I want and then see how it's received. So, and also moving to London, I established new friendship groups and kind of became part of the LGBTQIA plus community. And again, just seeing how they dress and the clothing that they wear and how they're kind of having to adapt their garments to their bodies. I think it was using something that's a really typically masculine archetype and taking it apart and rebuilding it into something that could be seen as feminine.
And that's one of the things I love about your work, specifically the corsets. It reimagines football shirts specifically for women. It's a new way of looking at them, a new way to wear them. As I've said to you, you will be making me one soon and I'll be wearing it. Yeah.
I will. But yeah, it's exactly. So it was taking something, that is seen such a laddish garment and creating it into something that's hyper feminized, allowing it to sit on a body in just a different context. And I do think, it works.
Hattie, I have loved every minute of this. Your insight into fashion and football shirts is bellissimo. Kim, what do you think? Because you've not stopped smiling this whole and she has been looking forward to this episode the entire season.
I just think I'm going to sleep so well tonight. You've just hit some gems. And it's been an honour, honestly, to be in your presence. Thank you so much for everything you've taught us today.
No, thank you so much for having me, honestly. I really appreciate it.
So, Jack, how did you find hearing about football street style?
I loved it. I think it's amazing how Off-White, Puma and AC Milan came together during the 24-25 season and brought back to life what happened in 1963 with the civil rights movement. I mean, who would have thought football, branding and politics would have come together?
Same. I mean, I enjoyed the whole thing, obviously, but literally to what you're saying, the fact there was such a conversation could be sparked from a football shirt. And as we know, I was a bit of a skeptic, but now I know things like this, I'm a bit more sold. And I feel like Hattie just brought quite a refreshing take to football street style, gave us a bit of history. We had the Noel Gallagher piece. I mean, I was learning in there.
Do you know what? People say, football is just a sport. It's not. So much goes into football, like the community, everything. And also the football shirts is what people see and represent that. So, this is great.
I just loved hearing, I guess, how people like me who aren't really a part of the football community can have a little entryway in there.
Yeah.
Big up Hattie for that.
Big up Hattie. Kim, the next episode is the final episode. Who Gives a Shirt? I mean, I am upset, but also quite proud of us.
Yeah, I'm gutted, but I'm excited to learn a little bit more.
And well, there is more to learn because behind us are PUMA football tops that are slightly different to what you may think they are.
Okay. I know that they're Kid Super collabs, but is there something to do with maybe the material?
You're onto something. Guys, make sure you come back next week for Who Gives a Shirt, where we'll be talking about the future of football shirts.